Welcome to What's Going On. What's Going On is a new effort of Children's Futures to highlight the positive people living or working in the city of Trenton and the greater Mercer County region. Today on our show, we have Reverend William Coleman, author of Rejuvenation of the Soul. Thank you for being on our show.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So what made you write Rejuvenation of the Soul?
Well, it's called community renewal through rejuvenation of the soul, because I'm part of Shiloh Baptist Church, and we took we circled 5-block radius around Shiloh Baptist Church in terms of wanting to be involved with the community. When I was in seminary, working on my getting ready to graduate, I had to do a paper, and I wanted to do a paper on rejuvenation of the soul, because I believe that rejuvenation of the soul means a new creation and changing. It also means that something happened and now I want to change my life. When I took a look at what was going on around Trenton, I chose Rutherford Civic Association to work with because it was a smaller group to work with. Not that they had major issues, but they had a culmination of people on living different lifestyles and doing well, some struggling. We had everything that I was looking for if I'm going to speak about rejuvenation of the soul.
And in this book, I mean, it's fascinating because you introduce this I Rise concept that really leads to self-sufficiency and empowerment in the community. And I want you to just expound a little bit about this approach. Well,
everywhere I go, and let me say, in 2003, when I was the vice president of United Way, I was in charge of giving out money. And what I found was that in order for us to really help the community, it has to be more than one person involved. It just can't be one. I need more help. I need police and fire and public works and banks and all these folks. So I thought about that, and I came up with this notion, I Rise, an acronym for using integrated resources to instill self-sufficiency and empowerment. The people that you work with need to be self-sufficient. They need to be self-sufficient. People get tired of handouts. They accept it because they may be hurting, but something about their insides kind of quiver whenever you want to give me something. And that old adage about teach me to fish, you know, self-sufficient. And then empowerment means taking charge of your community. And I will tell you, Children's Futures is about empowering folk to do better, to be stronger. That's what I use, and that's what I brought to Rutherford Civic Association. Not that they weren't already in the process of being organized or having a civic association, but there were people up there who had degrees, who owned their homes, who had children that have gone out to wonderful schools who are doing well. Right. Also, people whose kids have been to prison, kids up there selling drugs. The sad part about the Rutherford Civic Association is that it feeds off of Stuyvesant. So no matter how wonderful things are up there, the traffic feeds off, the drug dealing feeds off. So people up there are always trying to work together. So I saw an opportunity to help them organize, to listen. I listened to what they had to say. I heard their pain, and also heard their excitement too. Took them a while to get used to me. Absolutely. Because I was an outsider. But I was near Shiloh Baptist Church and a part of Shiloh Baptist Church, which is a wonderful place to be. This is a spiritually driven book. Okay. Rejuvenation of the soul. And the soul is a spirit. The soul, I interpret it as the soul being a conscious. You have a conscious, and if you have a positive one and a positive experience in life, normally you act differently. Right. If you've been treated poorly, you act poorly, and it's self-fulfilling prophecy. If they call me dumb long enough, I'll start to think I'm dumb. So that's what I ran into.
And what do you want people to get out of this book? I mean, because there's so many just great sound bites in this book.
Well, there were a lot of sound bites because I had to get my anger out when I wrote the book. When I sent this to the publisher said to me, it's not about Rutherford Civic Association totally. It's about you being rejuvenated. It's about, if you read the book, you'll find that I left home when I was 13 years old. My father was an alcoholic. My father was abusive. He and I had a shootout when I was 13 because he used to beat my mom. Now, I left home angry at 13. My life stopped, just like that. 13, shipped away from 9 sisters and brothers to New York, to a family that didn't want me, green eyes, straight hair. And I was lost and angry, but I ran into a woman. And I tried to, honestly, I tried to hit on her. But she was older and more mature and a deacon in the church. And she grabbed me by the ear and she said, "I'm old enough to be your mother." I'm going like, oh Lord, I made a mistake. She went on to become my godmother, her and her husband. That was the rejuvenation for me. My soul was changed by a deacon and a deaconess who saw something in me.
So we all can rejuvenate someone.
Yes, on all kinds of levels. And I saw this up on Rutherford, just listening, just smiling, just letting people know that Jesus said he would never leave us nor forsake us, and I won't either. I bought, along with the president of the Civic Association and folk like Drew Smith and folk who live up there, we brought people from banks, and we brought PSC&G up there to talk with us, and we brought Public Works up there, and we started to talk about what if? What if kids could walk home feeling comfortable and safe? What if we stopped staying inside and saying, "Hi, how are you?" Rejuvenation of the soul is not about pointing the negatives, but about sharing the community, sharing the love, sharing your dream.
Sharing your dream. And you speak a lot about Rutherford Avenue in the book.
Right.
And I'm curious, do you believe that Trenton as a whole, as a city, is on its way towards rejuvenation?
Yes, I do. I do because I'm an eternal optimist. I do because of programs like Children Futures, like programs like Children Home Society, programs like the Rescue Mission, all those different soup kitchen programs are there to help. We need more of that collective effort. I'm tired of people pointing fingers. Yes, it's an urban city, but when we come together, even if we don't have the funds to make our community safe, to look out for our kids, why can't we do homework in Gregory School in the evenings so parents can come? Why can't we have a place or a sign outside that says "we care"? So if a child is in trouble, they will go, "Wow, I can go to that house because that's a safe house." Why can't we have a relationship with the police department that's not a negative one?
Right.
They're good police officers, they're good firemen, but we, because we don't like ourselves very well, put ourselves in a position where I don't trust that person. Well, we have to trust somebody.
You have to trust somebody.
That's true.
I'm rejuvenated based on this conversation. I mean, reading your book was, you know, just an eye-opener for me, being from the city,
right,
and familiar with Rutherford Avenue and familiar with the surroundings. I lived on Stuyvesant Avenue.
Right.
So, I mean, everything that you're explaining, but then just kind of reaching out that this is a national
It is. It's bigger. It's bigger than Rutherford. This is the model I want people to get their arms around. I've said to the citywide Civic Association, listen, here's the model. Someone had to put this in writing. I said, I'll do it. I don't care. And I know I stepped on some folks' toes, but I didn't, just like I preach on Sunday, I don't preach to make you feel good. I preach for you to get up and do something about it. So this book, Community Renewal Through Rejuvenation of the Soul, is really about, let's come together. Let's look at our pluses. Beautiful housing stock on the low end of Rutherford. People willing to work together in spite of. You have Baptists, I don't know, I know Muslims that live up there, people who don't go to church, but we all have one core value, a spiritual desire to see the community grow and be well.
So how can other people be rejuvenated by this book? Where can I find this book?
This book is on Amazon.com. It's on Barnes & Nobles, and if you have a Kindle, you can also call me at 609-393-0092, and I'll get you a copy. I do plan to have a book signing.
Oh, great.
I am nervous about this because I wrote the book because I love the community, and I wrote the book knowing that it was going to step on somebody's toes. Why would I write a book that's all about love, love, love? No, I wrote a book, get up and get to stepping. Let's work together in our community. I'm not upset by the fact that, well, they said the mayor this and the council this. We love this city. We need to come together. Civic association, person by person, block by block, house by house, organize, come together and make a difference in your community. And in the conclusion of this book, it tells you what you can do to make sure that you're on the right track. Now, nothing is perfect, but here is an opportunity for us to stop pointing fingers, come together. It's called Community Renewal Through Rejuvenation of the Soul. Let's get our own act together. That's right. And we can help others.
That's right. I'm loving it. I'm just loving this book. I'm loving your attitude towards this, the optimism.
Yeah.
You know, for the city, because we need that. So, ladies and gentlemen, please pick up this book, Community Renewal, Rejuvenation of the Soul. You have all the information on how to get to the book. Join us next time. Our time is running to an end, but join us next time on another edition of What's Going On.
And thanks.